And a very warm welcome to Monza, the home of the 10th round of ARL Tier 1 here in Season 4. It's great to be at the Temple of Speed, and it's great to know that we have got a fully wet race on the horizon for you today. We are absolutely ecstatic, me and Raptor, who I'd like to welcome back for the second week in a row.
Hello! Rain race, always a good sign. Well, not a good sign for the drivers,
yeah.
but a good sign for the spectators.
And there's one thing that means, no DRS. So, you know, often we say, well, the dry race could either be chaos or just a DRS train. Well, this is not going to have DRS. Will probably certainly be chaos in the wet weather. F1 driver, last season's race winner, first place at the moment as our first. Laps of the day are being posted. Yep, there's VRT Lilley, last season's pole sitter.
Yeah.
So we would expect those to be at the front today. Obviously, if you are noticing these straight lines.
P3.
Atlantis. Yeah. Lively start to qualifying as always at Monza. You just have one car after the other.
Yeah. Today we welcome back the Season 2 champion of Tier 1, Mr. Boker.
Yes.
It's been a long time, man. I finally got unbanned from ARL. Can't wait to see how he does today.
And obviously, a disclaimer. He's not quite at his former pace.
Homesick.
Oh, homesick. Yeah, that I was just about to talk about him. He's now got a full-time seat in the Ferrari. His TRT seed was dropped last week. There's no better place to really make a debut and try to make your mark in this league than in a Ferrari as an Italian driver at Monza. Obviously, unfortunately, there's no like specific crowd for him, but no, I'm sure that's in the back of his mind, and yeah, hope he has a good race. Provisional pole at the moment with the 18-1.
P2.
Pluto is up to P2, about half a tenth, behind Homesick. Someone else I was going to mention is ABS Jarv quickly. Oh, there's such, P5. Jarv, who actually crashed at Parabolica with a dry setup, and now he's going to be starting last. It's really going to be a rough day for him if he can't get a feel for the car during the wet, of course, but yeah.
Goes to P8, hello? Yeah, it's only a chaotic race.
Step down from admin this week,
yeah,
unfortunately, but since replaced by Tom Katori, he'd for sure quite like to be focusing on his racing, getting those results back up and where he belongs, to be honest.
Yeah. Nobody on a fast lap right now. Actually, I think the Renault V2 and Jab might be on a lap. But they're the only two on a fast lap right now, I believe.
Jab in the second for Ferrari.
Yeah.
Representing the Scuderia in the red car today. No green mission winner on it, of course, in the game. It won't be in real life as well. He's invalidated. Let's see how V2's getting on at Ascari. He's got the Ferrari down the road. And V2, who sits 11th in the championship.
Good run of results lately for him as well.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, Austria lagged out. It's gone up to 13th at the moment. Hungary just missed out on the podium. They could have been so much better. And it's quite a shame that we haven't got to see the very, very best from LMG, who's on a incredible run at the moment. His pole streak was broken last week, but
We didn't realise that. We
I
thought
was
he
just
got pole.
hesitating there. Oh god. Yeah. LMG, he won Britain, he won Austria, he won Hungary. It could well have been 4 in a row if not for the French Grand Prix incident 4 weeks back.
Already.
Yeah. A month since that incident happened. Sink Sam, 4th place at the moment, starts a flying lap. He's got a Haas to his right of GSR FH, who makes a reserve appearance for his own team. Sadly, the attendance not quite amazing today. A few reserves having to fill in, but the reserves know their duty. They're here to fill in, to for some of them have a go in a higher tier, such as Atlantis, FH, and I know there's others lower down the league that would love to try and get to this point. So, you know, my message would just be keep working at it, keep trying to enjoy yourselves, because you know you won't get to this point if you're not enjoying the game, if you're not putting in the time. VRT Lilley stopped there at Parabolica. He has SV Tax behind him, who is he on a lap? No, he's on an out lap. So VRT Lilley was pitting, so not a problem there. Sink Sam around the final corner in the black Mercedes that we didn't really see. Well, we did see in the lead for so long in Monza 2020 before a pit lane incident knocked Lewis Hamilton down the order.
Yeah.
4th place at the moment for Sam. Yeah, I might as well ask you this now, Raptor. We've pretty much seen all of our drivers that are taking part today. Who have you got your eye on? Because Monza, some drivers like the track for its characteristics, some don't.
Yeah.
So, you know, out of this current order, who do you expect to be putting on a show for us?
F1 driver, to be honest. Of course, last season's race winner. Since I think it was his last win in the league, would it be Italy?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, see if he can put on a show. He's still getting points, but just not being up there as much as he used to be. Hopefully see him do well. Maybe challenge for a win. Who do you have an eye on?
Yeah, I fully agree with your statement on F1 driver there, and I'm not going to be boring and say FRA LMG. Although his performances have been exceptional lately, you do expect him to have an easy day in the office. He can master pretty much any condition you put him in. His pace at the moment is just phenomenal. But, you know, I'd like to see the likes of Such, VRT Lilley, have a proper fight all race long. I know it's going to be wet, but, you know, these two are on the pad, so maybe when it comes to the race, we'll see a bit more of them and put in the pressure on the likes of LMG, even Pluto on the pad as well. You know, you've got to take that into consideration, and, well, hopefully we get that, but, you know, sometimes you don't get what you asked for, and I fully accept that.
5 minutes left of all. I think it might be 6 because there's a bit of a glitch. The drivers will be coming out for their last run in a few minutes. So yeah, I'm guessing most of them have a wet setup, because if they don't, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, obviously the advice is to prepare for all conditions every week, especially at a track like Monza, because once you get rain, the turntables, as the office once said. The office once said. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just the low downforce combined with the rain. If these drivers have a dry setup on, they may find it very tricky through these corners. Ascari, for example, as I'm watching FRA LMG blast through now. V2 Combat up to 6th there as this the minutes in this qualifying session tick down very, very quickly. And around the final corner comes FRA LMG. Can he improve on his lap time?
Yeah,
oh, yes, he can for 1 minute 17.7. And that, he makes it look so easy. So as I don't really understand. Pluto is starting the lap, and with FRA LMG just in front of him, he may be offering his teammate a tow for what could be an exceptional McLaren qualifying today.
Yeah. McLaren.
Here we go.
Oh. Curva Grande.
Huge slipstream. There's no DRS through Curva Grande. On the run to turn 4, FRA LMG will move out the way. Pluto is down on his first sector though. And invalidates. Oh, it's all gone wrong.
Oh no.
It really has.
Ah.
VRT Lilley has started a flying lap. Pole position last season in a session where the top 3 were separated by 0.046 seconds. The top 3 this time, if we put it onto the leader, 4 tenths. Corey Marshall up to 6th place.
Alfie George getting a bit of tow from his teammate Mr. Boker. Into a scary, always invalidated, never mind. Who else on the lap?
Got a bit of traffic in the first sector. There's a Renault, then a Red Bull, then a Ferrari there in the background. The Red Bull there might have been such. No, it wasn't. It was Corey Marshall. Because he just finished a lap, but his Red Bull teammate will be coming through soon. Again, too much curb on the inside and an invalidation for such J. Let's see how VRT Lilley's doing because he's heading towards tyres on fitted. I mean, everyone's on softs.
Oof.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What was that?
I wasn't really looking there for a sec. But
yeah.
Tyres on fitted, tyres on best. There you go. Everyone's on the softs, no matter what here. So,
yeah. With
it being a wet race, I don't understand why you want that, but there you go.
Everybody that's just coming to the pit lane will still get in their run in, as there's a bit of a time glitch, so no worries about that.
Tax is invalidated as well. It's very tricky out there today.
Yeah.
With the track limits.
It is, especially around Ascari and whatever the second chicane is called.
If I'm correct, it's called the De La Roja chicane.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Imola.
Well, it might be Imola. It might be that chicane. I don't know. Italian corner names. Nobody seems to know them. And because there's so few corners, people just say turn 1, turn 2. You know?
Yeah.
Let me join the league. Ah.
Who said that?
Maybe. Wink. Rizal.
Oh, let's go.
While we're on the topic of this, you know, you said earlier you were happy to have Mr. Boker back. You know, we've had Rickson back in the last couple months.
Graham.
Couple months? I don't know how long it's been. Graham, Mr. Boker, Rizal, and Rizal asking.
Yeah.
It's certainly been a transition, not a transition, but a period of time nobody really expected. Holy crap, look at this traffic.
Oh my god, going to the 2 Lesnos. It's the bloody train.
Oh, there's someone on the grass. It's Alfie George letting everyone through.
Oh,
and
god.
Pluto tries to sneak up his inside. He's got past him, but the miscommunication there. I was going to say, there's been kind of this phase where drivers are coming back to the league, and I know the events of the past few months have put people in different mindsets, but are you happy to, excuse the voice crack, are you happy to see these drivers return? Are you happy to, you know, see the league be a bit more welcoming again?
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be honest. Great to see drivers back with us. Great to see more people joining. Some fast drivers, some mid-tier drivers. It's just always good to fill up the league, if you get me. And see some familiar faces as well. Yeah, it's nice. Hopefully we can go back to the good old days when this... yeah. See it.
I am just going to pause a sec because V2 Combat has spun at turn 1.
Oh.
Very, very strange place to spin. It seems like there's been a bit of a collision. Oh, Corey Marshall's spun on his outlap. I think the checkered flag is now out. Pluto's made a mistake there as I flick onto him. This is absolutely chaotic throughout the middle sector at the moment. There's really a lot of people are going to be missing out here. But LMG has a very clear track in front of him and may well improve here.
Oh, Alfie, don't hold.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, that's going to invalidate Sam's lap. Corey Marshall will validate Sam's lap. Oh, I think it was Corey's AI anyway, so I don't know what he could have done there.
F1 driver goes up to second place.
Oh my god!
But FRA...
Sam has literally flipped.
Oh.
I just
FRA LMG
I was just flicking straight away just to go to F1 driver.
improves again. And
Oh my
LMG has pole in the bag for now. What can Homesick do crossing the line for Ferrari? Stays third place.
That's
a really good
P10.
second row for... And Jack, last week at Britain, he started last. This time, he will start 10th. Such J seems to have a lot of damage. And this seems to be the grid for this race.
Yeah. Wow. Chaotic.
Oh crap, people are ruining the game for me. I haven't seen it.
Who scored?
Really? I don't know. Oh, this is really delayed.
Oh.
Cheers, BBC Sport.
Poor Milo.
But this is the grid while we have a look at it. I know I've been joking around with people saying, you know, okay.
The collective Ian actual score.
It was Raptor. It was.
Oh wow.
Get in there. Not too sure what's going on in this session. I think it's Such J returning into the pit lane. Could well have retired, but LMG F1 driver is the front row, separated by about 0.3 of a second, and for Monza that is a humongous humongous gap for a pole lap, and LMG has absolutely smashed it out of the park again.
Boker's on a dry setup as well.
Yeah, he starts 15th. Obviously, I said earlier, he's not quite as he used to be dominating every race. He's just getting back into it. Joined ABS, back in the GSR server. He's coming back. And he wants it.
I remember
He wants this opportunity.
back in season 2, the amazing battles him and Rasson would have. And there's a bit of beef as well, you know, between the Renault and Toro Rosso back then. It was a fun while it lasted, and hopefully we see. There's still amazing rivalries these days, but that was one of the best rivalries I can remember from this league. Oh, here we go, into a very wet race here at Monza. Very moist.
Yep.
Oh my god.
These are the pictures, and that is very wet. That is not wet, that is very wet.
Now, hopefully we don't have a Tesco car park into turn 1. Actually, like we will, yeah.
Are we starting on wets then? Oh no, we're starting on intermediates. We may need the full wets if the rain worsens. But certainly there's going to be a pit stop. Certainly there'll be some interest in switching to the wets. You know, there's a lot of unknowns and 19 drivers on the grid.
The people on dry setups, I'd imagine, have put their front wing aero. I think that's what you can change up.
Yes, in
So,
part Fermate.
If that's what they've done, fair play. I guess that's really all you can do right now. But yeah, hopefully an exciting race. So, I mean, it probably will be. Don't want to jinx it though. Commentator's curse.
What's happened?
Is there a glitch?
Let me check the Discord. Cock.
Oh, don't say if I'm in a race though. Why is it always tier 1?
Brute.
It's brute.
Is it?
They're all saying
Give it a minute, says Atlantis.
they're telling Brute to restart. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, we're
Okay.
going. Brute has kindly left the game. And confirmation then that everyone starts on the intermediate tyres. He can, if you could get him back in,
Yeah,
he
well,
might be able to get in for lights out. People were trying to sneak a restart there because it's an opportunity to change onto a wet setup
yeah.
rather than a dry setup. Well, I'm going to run through, based on this grid, some ones to watch for today. And I'm going to start with F1 driver and one of his better qualifying performances on one of his better tracks. Down the seasons, F1 driver has been very, very strong at Monza. And the winner last season wants to come back again and take the fight to LMG, which is going to be a tricky thing to do, and therefore he is certainly one to watch. I am going to say LMG based on the fact that he has some tricky competition and wet weather, easy to make mistakes. We haven't had a race like this since he's been on this incredible streak, and now in the championship lead, of course. He's got that extra pressure, the building pressure. We have a prediction from Nathan saying podium will be Lewis, Polo and Corey.
Okay.
And agree or disagree? What would you change about that, Raptor?
I can see it happening. It might be a bit hard to happen, but I can still see it happening, yeah.
It would need a few twists,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Well, just everybody line up to the grid. F1 driver went ahead of everybody. Don't know what was his thinking in that. He's gonna have a bit colder tyres compared to everybody. P2. Lovely strategy there.
Hazard says homesick win, and he is going for the home man, home team, home race winning
homesick.
prediction.
He's not homesick here anyway. Yeah, just waiting for the last drivers to line up on the grid.
The Pied Piper says Atlantis win from 18th on the grid. I mean, anything is possible, but we'll see about that one.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go then. The lights are coming on for us, but maybe not the drivers, as we wait for them to rev it up and get this Italian Grand Prix underway.
There we go.
They're revving it up. It will be a tentative start for all. It's lights out and away we go. LMG, they're getting a good getaway. Bit of wheel spin in third gear. He'll have to defend from the cars behind, such as F1 driver, who storms into the race lead. Pluto coming down the inside as well. Will he make this move? LMG's gone off, I believe, and has to cut the corner. Takes a 5-second time penalty for it, which he may want to appeal if he lets drivers through. However, he's kept his race lead. Homesick is down to 6th place. Such J fighting for 5th. Sam, V2 Combat all in a battle as well. Homesick, Such J side by side here. But let's take a look at the lead as Pluto tries to have a look down the inside. Homesick at turn 5. Wow, wheel banging.
Into the two left ones now. Still wheel to wheel.
Just understeering their tyres, not quite up to temperature.
Hacks. Trying to go down the inside of Polo. Doesn't make it work. Polo! Oh, he's nearly lost it. He's off.
Takes the DRS board off with him. Fortunately, no more damage than that. VRT Lilley, he was 10th a second ago. He's now up to 8th.
Oh, a bit of contact into the scary. But they both make it through relatively unharmed. Oh.
Here comes Sync Sam, Mercedes versus Ferrari into Parabolica here. No DRS, so you don't have to really play that tactical game, but it's a sweet move by Sync Sam into the final corner. Parabolica, he gets out ahead of the Ferrari. Bit of wheel spin on the exit, as we do expect from such low
Oh,
down
damn.
for a setup at Monza.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
we've
hit
got
that
someone
one.
off.
Oh, did a big
Polo.
crash. Okay. Hold on.
Polo and Mr.
What the
Boca.
hell? Oh, okay, I don't think that's pulled out reset, it just reset itself, okay. Okay.
Alfie George and Atlantis.
Yeah.
Bit of damage for both. So have they come together or separate incidents? Who knows on that one. But Mr.
Yeah.
Boca, Polo God and Jab find themselves in the pits.
Corey Marshall, 2 tenths behind Phil, going into the last nose.
It's a huge train from 5th. Such J, then 6th. Oh, VRT Lilley!
And
Dive bomb
Polo's
on Lesmo
retired.
2.
He's retired coming out onto the track. Don't know if that was, I don't know. Aiden Tax.
Shouldn't cause anything. He does. FH, the reserve Haas driver. Oh, Tax has got a bit loose. So is FH.
B2's off.
Oh, Corey Marshall for 3rd place down the inside of Pluto at the final corner, and that is very, very nicely executed. Oh, he gets loose there as well.
Okay. Well, on to lap 3 now. No DRS, of course, because of the rain. Pretty clean start considering it's raining. FH, can I make a move on Tax? No, not until the break. So Tax going to go down the inside of 8. Makes a little bit of contact, but no positions changed there.
Several drivers in a train here, and common for Monza. It'll be common in the wet, even harder to overtake. But a whole different game is, you know, it's wet. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Nah, really.
Alfie George is in again. Or he
No,
didn't pit on the first lap, of course, because of Boca. Yeah. My bad. Both racing points have been in, though.
Yep. Homesick.
Homesick.
Yeah.
With our first track limits penalty of the day.
Yeah. Oof.
Still blasting down towards Ascari at 200 miles per hour. Corey Marshall has F1 driver lined up next as Paul Pogba rolls around on the floor. Anyway. There goes Corey Marshall there. Corey Marshall, however, LMG setting the fastest lap, but Corey Marshall's on a charge. He wants to go after LMG and goes up into 2nd place. 2 moves in 2 laps, and Corey Marshall wants to take his 2nd win of the season. He has eyes on LMG.
Atlantis. The 2 Renaults. Oh, bit of contact there, but B2 comeback gets through.
That's not what you want to see. Contact between the 2 Renaults. So you have the Renault point of view here, but we're not biased, so.
Yeah, I know.
Jab takes the fastest lap.
I know they're good. They're always helping each other in the server, so they don't mean anything, you know.
Yeah.
LMG pulling about 3 tenths away from Corey Marshall in the last lap or so.
Brute Gorgon's made a mistake. ABS Jarv, who's on a dry setup, one of the drivers that wanted a restart in case Brute Gorgon couldn't get back in the session. Fortunately, we're okay, and if we did need a restart, we wouldn't have even started the race yet, so.
Brute's struggling a lot through a scary there.
Fairly quiet now as we start lap 5 of 27. Goes by very quickly when it's dry, but obviously when it's wet, the longer laps, and also it just feels a lot more intense watching it. So
Jeff right behind Brute Gorgon now. It's a bit
Yeah, I've been
twitchy,
watching this one.
but lose a bit of time on the exit there.
Groot Gorgon, who's lost touch to his teammate. There's ABS Jarv in his mirrors. Small lock up there, but gets it slowed down. Meanwhile, a few places ahead. FH, Tax, Aid, Homesick. Homesick seems to be struggling a little bit. We've now seen what he has to offer in terms of qualifying pace, and he got a dry one today. We could have seen maybe a better battle. He's got a time penalty. He's dropped 3.5 seconds to the reigning champion VRT Lilley. There's another champion on the grid as well, in the form of Mr. Boca. Oh, United scored. Oh well.
Oh, it wasn't Paul Pogba.
Nah, Mason Greenwood, mate.
Oh.
And my voice drops.
Sad Milo sounds.
Pain.
So moves being made right now, of course, no DRS, so it's a bit more difficult to make moves. So, yeah, just pulling it down the race. Lily and Stink, I think, are two closest now. Oh, never mind. Lily's made a mistake out with the first chicane.
On board with Aid here as he chases down Homesick. He's double lockups at the chicanes, doing everything to try and slow down as late as possible. If this was real life, we'd be talking flat spots, we'd be talking the need for a pit stop, but you know,
It's not.
it's not.
Yeah. Jab, I think, might have made a small mistake. He lost about half a second to Brute in the last sector.
The top three then. LMG controls the race as he comes around the final corner to start lap 7. Corey Marshall second, F1 driver third. You're right, Tax picking up a penalty there. If he wants to hold on to some points today, he needs to hope that others get penalties or he stops at this point.
Yeah. Such has caught up to the leading pack again. Well, caught up about a second. There was about a 2-second gap, now it's only 1 second, so good to see him catching up.
Pluto as well, about a second behind F1 driver. If the opportunity comes, he will certainly take it.
Jab, fastest lap.
Shame he's on his own because Jab is showing really, really good pace.
Yeah. Surprisingly, not that much spinners. You'd think in the ring there's a few more people around, but of course these guys in Tier 1 much better at controlling cars than me. But D2 picks up a penalty.
He does. I was on board with him there as he runs wide at Ascari, putting FH under all sorts of pressure as they head down into Parabolica. Fastest lap for Sink Sam, who's 6th place at the moment. V2 Combat getting a bit loose there. I'll go back to Sam actually because he started to pick up the pace. Such J just 6/10 in front of him. They're gaining on Pluto, who's trying to gain on F1 driver. So this could be a good battle for the podium position.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the situation with LMG would be at the moment. I assume he wants to appeal it, but it's the question of... Did he give the positions back? No. Was he behind at the time? You know, he's got those questions to answer if he wants to get that appealed.
I don't think you can take away the full 5 seconds because he didn't get any positions back. But
Yeah.
I reckon maybe he could get the time penalty reduced to like 3 seconds. I think that's a bit fair.
That's certainly possible, yeah. Thanks, Goggle. I really needed to know that.
What did Man
Such
United score?
such important information about what the commentator is saying.
Oh.
Nathan says don't remove it because he supports Arsenal.
Okay. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, I agree.
We are turning this stream into a football podcast. Red X there for LMG.
Yeah.
I think his connection is having some mishaps, and this could change the race if to say
Jarve.
he lagged out.
Oh, he's retired.
Jarve has retired in the pit lane. I think he's had enough of the wet.
He'll try set up.
I mean, but that brings us back to the topic in which LSJ Rundle brought up last week about people retiring in the pit lane like constantly, because we had 6 or 7 of them last week. We've had 2 in 9 laps, and certainly could increase if the likes of Boca, Alfie, George, Jab can't get back into this race, or someone has a slight spin and gives up.
Yeah.
It's not a great sight. Lilley with a time penalty. LMG, as it stands, I'll actually have a look at the points for you and do the maths.
Oh, Lantis picks up a penalty. P14 have running a pretty lonely race.
Yeah, points. So FRA LMG will move on to 169. Way!
Nice.
Oh, hang on, we've got a battle. V2 Combat down the inside at Parabolica.
Oh, finally!
Interrupt the nice points. And they are wheel to wheel on the exit.
The contact.
With FH just holding on for the time being. V2 Combat back in the slipstream, using all of his overtake to take the fight to the Haas. He's down the inside, he's fully alongside into turn 1. Can he get it slowed down? He can. FH has the inside for turn 2. We've seen an incident already with a Haas and a McLaren on this part of the racetrack, forced off. Oh, this contact!
Yeah, I think FH just got a bit of a snap there. Sam picks up a penalty and gave...
We'll take a look at penalties in a moment.
Lilley and Sam.
Where things start. Oh!
Lilley gets past in the lessons. Oh, Sam knocks up.
Sam there running wide.
What? Look at that, Corey Marshall, only 4 tenths behind the leader of LMG.
He is, and
LMG's struggling.
his tyres may start to be going off. But as I was going to say about our championship fight, LMG would be up to 169. VRT Lilley would be up to 143, I believe. That's huge.
Yeah. After the first few rounds of the season, nobody thought anybody could stop him. But look at this LMG now in the lead of the championship. FH and
set
Tax.
to make it a huge one. Ooh.
Tax, I think, made a mistake.
It was FH and V2 Combat a minute ago, but yeah, Tax has had a poor exit off Parabolica. Clearly lost the car or something.
Yeah.
Polo God says, "Welp, there goes my controller."
Oh.
And I assume that's not good.
Rest in peace to his controller.
Yeah, minute silence at the next formation there.
Yeah.
That's sarcasm, by the way, please don't.
Now I feel worse. Beatles fell back from F1 driver, but Chair used the session to be retired.
Lap 11 of 27. Do you expect we'll start seeing some pit stops soon, as the likes of LMG, he's not quite on the pace he was setting at the start of the race. Actually, let's have a look at the lap times, for example, from LMG, and just compare. Well, his fastest lap came on lap 6 and have been slower since. A couple of personal best sectors on lap 9, so...
Just there.
Oh, another penalty!
Oh, Such picks up one as well. People picking up the penalties now.
And Corey Marshall is really on the back of LMG. A battle for P10 as well. V2's got that one done. Back to Corey Marshall on board with the Scottish Red Bull driver David Coulthard. Is that you?
And the British McLaren driver. Technically, you could say it's David Coulthard, that you. Bit of a battle going on between from P4 down to P7, all within a second of each other. Well,
we've got two Red Bulls chasing two McLarens. So
LMG and Such pit. I mean, not Such. Corey. Oh, what?
Oh! He stayed out. He stayed out in the last second, and here comes F1 driver.
What was he thinking?
What on earth was that?
Oh my god. Maybe he thinks he's gonna hit him.
Unbelievable.
Such pits. So maybe Such shouted at him in the party. I don't know.
Maybe. But that's cost him so much time. Aid now picks up a time penalty. Yeah, several drives in the pit lane. This is going to bring Corey Marshall further away. F1 driver is now the man that is going to be, after this race win, for the second time in 2 seasons here at Monza. He may have even won in season 2, but I don't remember that far back.
Me neither.
I didn't even... I can't be bothered to look. So if anyone knows that fact... What we know is that he's got a good chance because he does well here. There we go. It's not like the 100th time I've said that already. Alfie George, 3/10 behind FH. And this is kind of where the split is for people that pit ages ago and have just pit. So Jab still on his own. And well, his tyres will be going off soon again. So in a great position still. So LMG... as clean air on this outlap, we should see F1 driver and Corey Marshall. Such he's gone. If you wouldn't mind inviting him, that would be great.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. Corey Marshall is in this time. He does stay in the pit lane. More intermediate tyres going on until the end of the race. Simple one-stop strategy then confirmed. No need for wet tyres. And it's certainly not going to be drying up. So, V2 Combat takes the lead of the race. Here comes LMG.
F1 driver's going to lead.
Oh my god.
Oh my. That's LMG.
Oh my god.
What a... Oh, he's served 5 seconds.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Wow. F1 driver in the lead. Well, the net race lead, sorry. Tax speeds.
Such J not yet back, and tax speeds and DNF. So that's, the 3rd driver that's done that.
Yellow, yeah,
Corey Marshall with a time penalty now.
Yeah.
And he's level pegged with LMG. F1 driver leads the way still with no penalties. If there's no safety car, LMG is still eligible to get that appealed for and reduce the race time. But we'll see. Because he has to get 2 seconds behind F1 driver for that to be possible to still win the race, as it stands.
Yeah.
There's still an awful lot that can be changed about this order.
Jab picks up a penalty. B2 still stays out. once again. Oh, fastest lap as well. Wow.
Wow. So, old tyre's the way. Unless someone can come along and take that fastest lap away. LMG didn't. Unless I missed that, like I missed pole last week.
Same here.
I should say.
Yeah. Don't know how we both missed it, to be honest.
It's a clip now on the YouTube channel, so if you want to see us humiliate ourselves, there you go. Alpha Racing League, the newer one with less subscribers.
Homesick gets past there, such as AI, still not
Is he not back
rejoined.
in yet? I might send him one.
Yeah.
His Xbox might have turned off.
I'll check if he said anything in Discord.
Nothing's happened in that period. But yes, I will now show the penalties. So those of you that are interested, only person to have received more than 1 3-second time penalty is Homesick. So that totals 6.
Polo God left the league.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Oh. Sad to see him go. Maybe, I don't know if he's going to join back or not, but if he isn't, sad to see him go.
I don't know what's happened there. Atlantis says, I'm sitting there vibing. Wait, and he wants us to let him know when there's a safety car. In comes V2 Combat then, from the race lead.
Such as Wi-Fi
He's going to be
died.
further back. Oh, shame. Corey Marshall now sets the fastest lap, and he is 4/10 behind LMG. Both of them gaining on F1 driver, so this race still has a lot to offer. Lap 16 of 27. LMG served his pen in the pits, which is why F1 driver is winning. Yes, that is exactly right. And it all depends on whether he wants that appealed, whether he can get it appealed.
Jack got past
Such is
Sam
back.
again. Second time this race, I think. I still wonder what Corey Marshall was thinking when he was going to pit and then didn't.
I didn't quite see all of it on board.
Yeah, I was on board the whole time.
I can't voice a full opinion.
I was on board the whole time. He was just coming into the pits and looked like he was just going to pit, and then he just turns away, and then F1 driver gets past. But V2 and such, I think he's taking control.
In now.
Yeah. Oh, he's nearly lost
Oh, that's not a great way to announce yourself back in the session. Bit of a interval glitch, but VRT Lilley now with the fastest lap, and he is not done yet. He's in 5th place, 6/10 behind 4th place Pluto, who doesn't have a penalty, so will need to pull a fair distance if he wants to keep a potential 4th. But with LMG 2nd place at the moment, net first, but not net first. What am I on about? He's still got a 3-second penalty.
Nice.
Yeah. Good one.
Quickly check how many warnings F1 driver has. There's a warning and an invalidated lap time. Let me check that invalidated lap time count as a warning.
It sometimes does. Such will certainly have a timing glitch by the end of this race, though.
It did count as a warning. So F1 driver 2 warnings, and then let me check how many Pluto has. Pluto has 2 warnings. Okay.
This rain shows no sign of easing.
Yeah, you're right there.
And when it rains, it pours for some drivers. Mr. Boker not having a great return, but I'm sure this is good. You know, having a bit of alone time. He's not fighting for anything. No, he doesn't want to be fighting for anything straight away, but a bit of time to practice in the wet, try and improve, get back to where he was a matter of months ago.
Yeah,
this time last year, he was talking. He was talking big time in terms of what leagues he wanted to go to.
Yeah.
What esports he wanted to try. Oh, just on board with him there.
Yeah, same.
Starts sliding around.
Must know we're on board
It's all
with him.
part of the learning game again.
Jab, another.
Jab.
Oh, V2
Ooh,
and
V2.
FH. They've had a bit of a battle this race.
They have, and it's not set to end as FH has the outside line where Hamilton tried it on
yellow flag.
Leclerc a long time ago. Is that Boca at the final corner? It is.
Yeah, it is.
And
He's
he
in
comes
pit.
into the pit lane as well.
Will he
That might be a
retire?
retirement
Well,
based on...
yellow flag.
There's a
Who's
yellow
that?
flag in Sector 2. It's Such.
Oh.
Looked like a Red Bull. It is a Red Bull, and it's Such J, who's running down in 12th.
Mr. Boker repaired his wing, so that he could have just got damage from his spin.
Fair play to him. He's
Yeah, carrying
kept on going. Yeah.
Gonna get lapped soon. Because they're coming down the straight. He'll get it just ahead with him. He'll stay ahead for another lap or so.
He's got a little challenge then to try and not get lapped, maybe.
Yeah. Challenge himself, see what he can do. Jack on the tail of Pluto now.
Hasn't been particularly dirty for a wet race, and in terms of actual quality of driving, it's improved from race to race.
Yeah.
You know, Tier 3 learn from Tier 4, Tier 2
Oh,
learn
Such is
from
out.
Tier 3
In
and
the
Tier
pit.
4. Such J, yeah. Bruh.
I think he might have got damage from whatever happened with those yellow flags, so he just maybe gave up. Atlantis is in. Well, oh, he's retired. At this stage, Boker could still get
LMG.
points.
Oh,
Oh
he's
yeah,
down to 3rd. He's made a mistake.
he has. He might have went into gravel after the extra second Lesmo.
The tablet in which I am watching football on in the corner has just fallen down, so I missed
Lovely.
that. How embarrassing. Atlantis is retired as well.
Yeah.
Joins reserve. Joins kind of teammate Polo God and Red Bull teammate Such. Yeah, it doesn't make sense if you're new here, but that's the way it is.
LMG in.
He is in.
I think
Has
Mr.
he got
Boker.
damage?
Cause yellows.
I completely missed it.
What?
So
Yeah,
he has got damage.
It's only in.
He had left
missing.
hand side.
Yeah.
Speedy had red wing.
What?
And this changes the championship once again.
Huh. Maybe he made contact
No,
with
how I
Corey.
said earlier, he had, what, a 26-point lead?
That's gone.
Oh, Pluto's a bit loose. And here comes VRT Lilley. He would have seen LMG in the pits and thinks, this is my time to change the championship around once again.
Yeah. You know, if Pluto can get some speed, I don't know. Yeah, he could possibly challenge for this win if F1 driver gets a penalty and he doesn't. Mr. Boker, another penalty. There's a chance Pluto could challenge for the win here if he can just get his act together, I guess, and challenge on, push for the top 2.
Pluto's still in a good position because he hasn't picked up a penalty. If he lets Jack go, he has a 3-second cushion. Even Sam, Homesick's a long way away to think about him. F1 driver completely in control now.
Yeah. Mr. Boker's still keeping his distance ahead. Good for him. Yellow flags, who's that? It's a Renault, I think.
Brute
Might be-
Gorgon, I
yeah.
believe.
Got out of shape, I'm guessing, of the Parabolica. Yeah, he lost like 4 seconds nearly to FH.
Here comes Aid
Yeah.
on Homesick. Here's a battle, and down the inside at turn
Oh.
4, just leaves the car's width. The room is still there. Oh, slightly forced onto the gravel there. not done too much harm.
That was always going to be hard in the rain. Never mind
Yeah.
in the dry.
Fair play for trying it.
Yeah.
VRT Lilley.
Yeah. Still behind Pluto, but still very close.
Using all of the available slipstream. On the exit of Parabolica, both of them have an equal exit. They straighten up the car nicely. Pluto is driving super well under the pressure and under the circumstances. VRT Lilley brakes late, keeps Pluto under pressure, which he doesn't seem to be feeling at the moment. Both of them in equal exits again. That's the extent of how well Pluto is driving.
Yeah. Oh, Aiden Homesick.
Oh,
He gets past on the
got it
inside.
before. He's got it before turn 4. So,
Yeah.
oh, and Homesick brakes late. Thought for a moment he might have taken the Haas off the track.
V2's caught up to them as well.
He has indeed. Fresher tyres of them all, and he
Yeah.
set. Does he? If he? No, he doesn't have the fastest lap. Jab has it, but
Yeah.
only by 1,000th of a second. Oh my days.
Over who?
V2.
Oh, V2. Nice.
Again, strong pace from V2 Combat. Just when will we see this turn into a podium? When will we see this turn into a proper fight for the race lead? I really want to see that before the end of the season.
He could have had it in Austria, but of course
He could have.
he had a
Yeah.
disconnect, sadly.
Another lap down, another lap. VRT Lilley behind Pluto at Rettifilio chicane. V2 Combat's got a good run on the Ferrari. He'll be having a look here.
Ooh.
Can he do what Aid did one lap
Oh.
ago? Poor exit from Homesick. Gets on the throttle too heavily. And through goes V2 Combat in the exact same way. But
Oh,
no,
no.
he's coming straight around the outside.
V2 got on the grass.
He did. Setback there for V2. Let's have a look at the penalties. It's similar to how we saw it a few laps back. Homesick still the only one with 6 seconds at this stage.
Jack's still behind Pluto. Sam's catching up to these two as well. I see if Jack can get a better exit this time, Pluto. No, I think Pluto's got
Again,
better.
it's pretty similar.
Yeah, just you can't get the power down properly. He's
He's
gaining.
using all of his overtake here, though. He is using all of his overtake, and could he go down the inside here? No, thinks better of it.
Jab
Jab with
penalty.
a time penalty.
V2 gaining. He's not going to send it. But he's literally in nearly the same position as last time around. Well, he won't be going down the inside this time. Oh, Jack's nearly pushing Pluto through the chicane onto the two Lesmos. Makes a little mistake there in the dirty air. V2 on Homesick though.
V2 on
Oh, he's around.
Homesick. Homesick has to
He's
cut.
around.
And V2's
And he's
around.
reset.
And that's a reset. Unfortunately, that, my friends, is a 10-second time penalty and 3 penalty points. I'll get that one in the report already. Yep, someone's certainly opened a ticket about that as I speak.
Who was it? Any guesses? We should play a game.
I'll have a look. I'd say
I'd say
Utah elephants eager
I'd
and
say Matty.
eager are. I can't speak.
Yeah.
Matty, who's done it? It's Joe. Oh,
Oh,
see, I'm right.
Joe!
There's no battles, so we're allowed to banter.
It's great banter. It really is.
30 people saw that reset, so I don't think there's any arguing about that. Has anyone else actually tried to do one? No. You did the wrong command at first.
he also closed the ticket instead of removing a user yesterday.
Great owner.
Let's go.
What's fastest lap? Here you
Dab.
go. 128.763. V2 Combat 128.764. Close, right?
Yeah.
Corey Marshall is within a second of F1 driver. He has a penalty, which obviously most of the drivers may feel they're allowed to appeal because it's wet and yay.
Yeah.
Two laps to go in this Italian Grand Prix, in which we've seen not much.
Yeah.
Less mistakes than anticipated. No, honestly, that's a great thing, though.
Yeah.
A clumsy tier 1 is not a good tier 1.
Mr. Roker is still ahead of F1 driver.
Corey Marshall, 3/10 behind F1 driver.
F1 driver.
Who was loose
shaky.
there. Bear in mind, if F1 driver gets a penalty here, does he still have 2 warnings?
Yes, he is.
Right. I'll come off this screen then, as just gets a nice run out of there. Oh, wait. Oh, my days, we scored. Anyway,
Cletchy enough.
it's the penultimate lap. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll check for you.
Yuri Tielemans.
Oh.
I love you.
He was like injured like 10 minutes ago. Maybe not.
He
10.
was. I love you. Anyway, the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix, in which I'm currently brimming over the fact that Yuri Tielemans has scored. But we have a fight for potentially the race lead. F1 driver under pressure here. A fight for the podium, kind of. Pluto has driven exceptionally well, doesn't have a penalty, and can afford to just drive the same way on this final lap. Doesn't need to do anything silly. Lulu got red wing damage, but he's fighting for a points position here as he's side by side with Brute Gorgon, who doesn't have a penalty. So, he may miss out here, and this is absolutely crucial for the championship. Lilley, still 2/10 behind, cannot fight Pluto today, and he is surely going to be keeping this podium now. F1 driver, if he leads towards Ascari. V2 Combat's retired on the final lap. And, well, his time penalty will move on to the next race due to his reset that has already been reported. There's really no arguing about that. But Corey Marshall, here he goes. He wants this. Maybe he wants to appeal this penalty. So keep this in mind as they approach Parabolica. What will Corey Marshall do? He's not going to go down the inside. F1 driver takes a nice tight line, covers him off, and emerges from the final corner in front. Last season's winner, this season's winner at Monza. He wins the Italian Grand Prix. Well done to F1 driver. Well done to Corey Marshall for pushing him all the way. And well done to Pluto, who takes the podium. And Lilley, Sam, Aid, homesick then. And, well, that was just quite a tense ending, to be honest.
Yeah, wow.
get some drivers in the party.
Yep. FH takes on P8. LMG P9.
Yeah, it's done well.
Well, LMG's gonna get the point because of
1 point.
because of
So actually
V2's
2.
crash.
Pole point.
Oh yeah.
Pole point.
Oh my.
There we go.
Ciao, but they crashed it down the line. And Boker just
Oh, jab!
in P13.
He's binned it.
Yes, ciao, let's go.
Oh, he's crossed the line. He's
Yeah.
crossed the line. Never mind.
Boker P13.
Idiot.
Fair play to Boker not giving up.
No, no. It's absolutely great to see that Boker has given it everything that he could today. Shame that his first race back had to be a wet one, but and the fact that he was kind of forced to practice a little bit of dry heading into this one. But no, 13th place for him.
And across the line to finish the race. There you go.
We will get started with our interviews very, very shortly after we take a look at the provisional classification. We have 5 tickets already. So, 2 about V2, 2 about Corey, and 1 for LMG's penalty removal. So we'll see how that develops. I'm not too sure what they're specifically about.
Yeah.
But Raptor, while we're on the results screen and we watch F1 driver dancing his way to the top step of the podium and lifting it in front of the virtual crowd, any final thoughts of that race?
Very clean race considering it was a wet race. Yeah, the drivers keeping in control of their car. Just a few little moments. No spins though, so fair play to the drivers for that. And yeah, overall good race. Of course, not much overtakes because of the no DRS and everything. But still, when there was overtakes, they were usually good battles. So yeah, decent race. Any words you want to say?
No, I fully agree with you. It's certainly given another twist to the championship. If I just say the points, LMG picking up 2 points. Maybe he's eligible to take a few more because of his appeal. But we'll see on that one. As it stands, he moves on to 146. And VRT Lilley moves on to 147. Wow. That says it all, really. But neither of the two finished on the podium today. And that is where we're going to start our interviews. And we will start with our 3rd place finisher because a brilliant drive from Pluto today, who kept VRT Lilley at bay for so long. Pluto, I must say, and I hope you agree with me, perfect there to hold on to the podium.
Yeah, I can tell you this with my whole heart. I have never concentrated that hard in my entire life.
I mean, that's great to hear. What was it quite like having VRT Lilley there, 2 tenths behind for several laps? He had a penalty, you know.
Yeah.
Did it feel like you could crack at any moment?
That's the thing that saved me, I think, because I think you probably noticed in the second chicane how fucking slow I was just trying to stay off those curbs. I was on 2 warnings for half of the race, just trying to stay off all curbs, trying to not spin, and I was all right on the straights because that car, that setup was a rocket ship down the straights, but I just had to hang on in the corners. So yeah, it was a bit scary, but it was all right.
Yeah, Raptor. Any questions for our 3rd place finisher?
You'll never guess. Yeah, Jack was pushing you through those, through the second chicane into the Lesmos. But yeah, great drive to keep Jack behind there that race, and good to see you back on the podium. So well done.
I know. Thank you.
We'll move on to our 2nd place finisher, Corey Marshall, who takes another podium. Well, pretty self-explanatory. A P2 for you. Pretty quiet until you closed up to F1 driver right at the end of the race there. were you going to try the move, or were you just holding on knowing that you couldn't really do anything because of the penalty?
Yeah, I didn't see the point in trying to overtake because, I mean, I was not going to get the win anyway. Yeah, it was very frustrating that I didn't win, to be fair. I was leading quite comfy. Well, after Lewis was going to take his pit spot, but he played me so hard into the pits and I broke so late and I just had to go back on the track or else I was going to get a 5-second penalty, so a bit frustrating that. I lost the race there.
Pretty much answered the next question, but after that, what was in your head? Just recover, try and stay consistent, or?
Yeah, it was just, I kind of knew as soon as I got that 3-second time penalty as well, it's just stupid the race was gone because F1 driver was good pace out in front and I knew that his pace was too much, that it was, just couldn't really overtake really because his pace was good and I wouldn't be able to pull away that much. So yeah, it was just to follow Lewis and hopefully I'd pass him, but once he made that mistake, yeah, it was kind of a boring race just following him there, so yeah.
Any questions, Raptor?
Yeah, I do. When when LMG got the damage, what happened? Did you just lose the car, or what happened? Do you know?
Yeah, I think he just completely binned out the second right hand turn. Just I think he got in the power to our lane, just try to overcorrect it and put it in the wall.
Alright.
Bit of a shame.
Yeah, just well done on another podium, and yeah, hope to you to continue your good form.
Thank you very much. On to our race winner, and I'm just looking through. Not only, you got a podium in Bahrain. You ruined it. I thought it was your first podium of the season, but it's your second podium of the season, and it comes in the form of a race win. Again at Monza. How do you do it?
I don't know. I just seen some sort of magical touch at this track. I don't get it. 3 wins now out of 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just drive fast through the chicanes, blitz it down the straights, and then turn right. That's all this track consists of.
Yeah, you still manage to win. The philosophy there is unreal. I mean, you were 6th in the championship heading into this one. I think you've shot up to you've shot up to 3rd, I believe, during that. It's a very big gap ahead, but now is holding on to that position the aim?
Yeah, I think LMG and Jack are like way too far ahead now at this point. I mean, it's not out of the question if like something happens every race, but highly unlikely. But I think best of the rest, I think would definitely do nicely. But we'll have to see for the rest of the tracks.
Yeah, Raptor, any questions from you?
No, but surprisingly I didn't curse him. I said he was gonna have a good race there at the start of the stream, but I never cursed him. So that's the first time I think that's happened ever in this league. So yeah, well done on the win.
Oh well.
Great to see you back on top.
It is indeed. And yeah, that is where this stream ends. Next week we have a break week, as it is the real life 2021 Bahrain Grand Prix for the F1 season opener, and I'm really looking forward to that, to be honest. Just have a week off and we'll come back in 2 weeks time for Bahrain across all tiers. So with thanks to Raptor and all of our drivers today, and congratulations to our drivers.
You mean Belgium?
Yeah.
Not Bahrain.
Did I say Bahrain or
Yeah,
Belgium?
you
They
went
both begin with
Bahrain
B.
for all
Sorry.
tiers next week.
Belgium in
Oh,
2
well.
weeks. Bahrain real life next week. There we go. Hope that makes sense now. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes.